Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Excellent. Testing. I think that's coming through okay. Yeah, excellent. Awesome, guys. We're going to crack on. Hopefully, audio gods are in our favor. Happy, healthy, beautiful day. Eric Higgins here, holistic health coach and actor calling out of Portugal. Today, we're talking about creating abundance strategies. The world has never been in such an abundant phase for people of all backgrounds to create more abundance. So I'm joined today by Dr. Bob Rakowski, global health expert and also serial entrepreneur who's found an epic way to help normal people create extraordinary lives by sharing not only health strategies, but also really amazing wealth strategies. So Dr. Bob, I'm going to pass it over to you quickly. I know time is of the essence today, but rather get a call done than not get a call done and share the message. So I'm going to pass over to you. What would you like to discuss today and share in your journey so far?
Well, it's fascinating. We have acquired a new company, or Gano has, right? And so I've been invited to share our experience and show them how they blend in and hopefully get them a super fast start and let them create their best life. So with that said, I'm going to take it away, and on StreamYard or Facebook, I've got different things showing. And I tell people, you know what, I was one of those guys that said, I will absolutely never, ever, ever do network marketing. And by the way, I was gifted a book by someone that was in Eric Worre's mastermind. And the title of it was, I Will Never Do Network Marketing. Within just a few short years, he was earning over $1 million a year, right? We're not supposed to make any type of income claims. And so at any rate, that was his story. It's pretty powerful anyways, but let's go back to my story. So when I was 18 years old, I was hungry, I was ambitious, I was actually selling coupon books door to door. And I was knocking on a door, and this woman looked at me. She said, "Oh my gosh, you would be absolutely awesome in my business." Well, I like that kind of compliment. So, I just asked her, "Okay, well, what's your business?" She says, "Well, I'm partnered with multiple multimillionaires, and they're teaching me to become independently wealthy within the next 5 to 10 years. And I'll tell you what, if you want to know what they're teaching, come join us tomorrow, 7:30, right here at my home. Dress sharp. I'll introduce you to my millionaire friends." Well, interestingly enough, I was so excited after I went to that meeting, and I went home and I told my brother-in-law, I said, "Hey, you know what? I just found what I think is a path to wealth, a sure path." And I told him about it. He said, "Bob, that's Amway. You don't want to do that. Trust me." And I said, "Why don't I want to do that?" And he says, "Look, my brother and I still have a garage full of soap. You don't want to do that." Well, the great news is it's come a long way since then. But I have respect for my brother-in-law. I said, "Look, the guy's an accountant. He's a chess master. He's a brilliant guy, a good human. Well, if he can't make it work, it probably doesn't work." Well, then fast forward, 30 something years after that, Jacob, when he was in high school, came home and he said, "Dad, I got this great coffee. I got this great business." He told me about the coffee, reishi infused. I said, "I love it. I want to try some." Right. And by the way, when I tried it, I said, "Okay, this is amazing. This is totally awesome." He says, "Good. I'd like you to be part of my business. I want you to actually share this with your patients." I said, "No way, Jacob. I love the product, but there's no way in the world I will ever do network marketing." And what he said to me is, "Look, if I could create a way where you could actually sell the products in the office, but you didn't have to do anything, would you let me?" I said, "Well, under those criteria, sure. If I don't need to do anything, fine." So Jacob went into my office, set up a coffee station, trained my staff, said, "Look, when people walk in, offer them a cup of coffee or tea. And here's a pro tip, make it as they like it. So if they like espresso, right, make it espresso strong. And you can make any one of our coffees, our lattes, our mocha espresso strong. And then give it to them and let them sip it, let them enjoy it for a moment or two, then ask them, how do you like that?" And what their usual response is, "Wow, this is really good." Well, whatever they say, "Awesome, it's really good for you too. You should get a box." So as I tell people, our first month, we sold over $1,000 in coffee and tea, then $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. I came to realize that this was really, really, really powerful. Then I started actually handing out coffee samples at my seminars, which I've taught all over the world. During the break, I'd say, "Look, if anybody wants some coffee or tea, my son has a new business. I got some samples." And people would get the samples. They go, "Oh my God, I love this. How do I get more?" And I would say, "You know what, call Jacob." So literally I did nothing for our first 50 plus people on our team. I would give them samples and I didn't even tell them anything about it. I'd hand it off to Jacob and Jacob would say, "Hey, my dad loves it. Here's what we're doing in his office. You can do the same." And people joined us. And by the way, fun picture. or Organo's lifestyle bonus used to be the Mercedes bonus. So that was Jacob just before he started college with his Mercedes Benz. And by the way, there he is on Organo's stage earning a $100,000 ring. Now, we're not going to make an income claim, so I'm not going to tell you what that represented, but you might be able to read between the lines, right? Organo gives awards for, achievements over the course of a year. And amazingly, Kelly and I, we've done pretty well too. In fact, we got a nice, beautiful $500,000 ring. But at our very first Organo event, people were getting on stage and they were telling their stories. Now, this happens to be Diane Solano's story, which is one of my absolute favorite stories. And by the way, she's on her team. But literally, this was pretty much the, the outline of every story I heard. Before Organo, people were having something about their life they really didn't like. Now, what happened with Diane was she had become a single mom, was really dependent upon her partner's income, stepped away from clinical practice as a nutrition, and then realized, oh my gosh, this is not working out with the partner. I need to get my life back together. I need to start making some money. And then I shared a cup of coffee with her. And as they like to say, the rest is history. Diane went to work, so it wasn't a free path to anything. But there she is with her son, Dylan, swimming with dolphins. They've taken some phenomenal vacations. And ultimately, here was my takeaway from the stories I heard. If I'm really serious about helping people, how much can I help them by myself? And the answer is, maybe significantly, right? Maybe I could, offer them free healthcare. Maybe I could give them, free products. Kelly and I even had some friends that were in trouble that we gave them, rented them houses at a very low price so they and their family could afford it. But how many people can we do that for? Not many. But now with Organo, we've got over 27,000 people all over the world that we're helping. So similar story for me, healthy, happy, beautiful life, successful clinical practice, lecturing. My biggest challenge was I spent so much time traveling and lecturing that I really wasn't enjoying my family life, my personal life as much as I wanted to. And there's always a trade-off. If you want to seek fame, fortune, and happiness, and it involves travel and adventure and things like that, some other things have to get left behind. That I came to realize I didn't want to leave my family behind. So I started transitioning to Organo. But one of the things that really hit me was, and I tell people it wasn't a shark in the water, after we started building, I had a shoulder injury. I had an X-ray report. And the X-ray report found what they called lytic lesions in the proximal humerus, and they were recommending a bone scan. Now, here's what I got to tell you. If a doctor's asking for a bone scan, he thinks you have cancer. Well, I'll tell you what, I couldn't even imagine worse news than someone having cancer. I thought it would have been an impossibility for me, but I had actually lost my best friend, just a few years earlier to a metastatic melanoma. And you know what? I really had a week of time before having that X-ray. And by the way, an MRI, which literally showed that it was a surgical artifact. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But while I was out during that week, I thought, okay, who's going to take care of my family? And I remembered this wisdom: your network is your net worth. So my question is, are you open to this principle working for you? And you know what? There's a lot of reasons why Organo. I've got a 5 reasons video on my YouTube channel, but ultimately it says, okay, here's our company, global, multi-factorial, multi-billion-dollar, multiple verticals to be company. They're all over the place and growing and expanding. Phenomenal products, something for everybody. What I think may be the best compensation in the industry. And how do I know that? I'm in a mastermind with plenty of people that are making a lot of money with different companies. And I'll tell you what, none of them have what we have. Our team, our company has phenomenal support. And I might ask you this question when you start talking about timing. Do you think that there's ever been a better time in history where people now recognize both the importance of their health as well as taking care of their financial future? So this gentleman's a co-founder of Paul Mitchell Hair Products. And he's got a nice YouTube video, and he says, you know what? You don't want to be in the selling business because you're one sale away from essentially being out of business, or you rely on your next sale. But he says you do want to be in the reorder business. Well, here's what I can tell you. I don't know of a better product than coffee or tea. Billions of cups consumed every day. People drink it. Ours is better with patented competitive advantages. They never need to be reminded. They never plan to quit. And we even won the world's best organic coffee in 2022. So yeah, we absolutely have award-winning, no way to ever be duplicated coffee and tea. On top of that, we are committed to creating an ecosystem where literally everybody who interacts with Organo wins. And so ultimately, when you start looking, we recycle everything that we can. We teach ladies in Thailand how to make purses out of our coffee sachets. We have a way of getting bee venom without hurting the bees. We've got absolute world-class quality with epic certifications. And then we put our money where our mouth is. We literally have our Organo Products Trust. And with the scan of a barcode, people can figure out, where did this product come from? How was it sourced? What type of testing did it go through? What type of manufacturing? And there's only reason we do this. We totally outshine the competition. And in fact, one of our team members said, well, let's actually do a comparison. And when they compared our products and actually paid for testing compared to someone who claimed to be the best, we were 300% cleaner. So, we absolutely have something that people want, and something for everybody. So whether it's coffee, tea, hot cocoa for kids, soap, toothpaste, a brain software that can upgrade your brain, all organic skincare line, a new body systems series of products from a company called Reminiscence, which, by the way, their catchphrases are they want to be sustainable, clean, cruelty-free, and toxin-screened. They match perfectly with everything that we stand for. And then we've got a travel company called Navi, where we have partnerships with hundreds of thousands of locations around the world. And every Organo product that our partners purchase, that money actually goes towards travel credits. So as you build your business, especially your personal business, now you earn money to take dream vacations. Every week, our CEO and chairman Paul Caldwell gets on and tells us the latest and greatest in the company. And one thing that I always like to teach our team members is you want to start fast and you want to finish strong. So we have what we call our first of the month Star Achiever Club. When people get 10 customers, it's easy to, one, make nearly $500 a month, but two, now all of a sudden you get extra accolades, extra awards, extra things that work within Organo. And by the way, when you order on the first of the month, then all of a sudden you actually start seeing, you qualify to collect payments, you start seeing your monies increase in your back office. And I've got to tell you, it's exciting to see your income grow every day. I'm part of a network marketing mastermind with Eric Worre, and here's what he said. 75 to 80% of network marketing companies are down now post-pandemic. We've got coffee that is pandemic free. We've got a company that actually expanded verticals, countries, offerings, all when the rest of the world was trying to figure it out. The great news is we have it figured out. And one of my favorite things, now that travel's back, Organo has phenomenal 5-star gateway destinations where people can earn the trip of a lifetime. Easy to find rules and guidelines and scoring system in your back office. Now, I want to talk about events, and Organo has a roadshow coming up. But if it weren't for my first event, I don't know that I ever would have had the paradigm shift that got me where I am today. And here's what we know. The best of the best literally build from event to event. You can try to do all the work by yourself, or you can put people in front of successful people with amazing stories and have them help you build your business. And then, of course, we want to do the right things every day, be a product of your product. I like what Fraser Brooks says. You want to collect friends, decisions, and commissions. Make friends first. Earn the right to make a recommendation. Invest in yourself. You want to get better, stronger, faster, smarter, and you want to be a great promoter. So Organo has Zooms and trainings and promotions and events, and more things are available virtual now than ever, but I still really like what's live. When it comes to finishing strong, by the way, here's what I'm going to suggest. Every month you qualify for ranks and payments and bonuses, everything else. We like to spend our final week really reaching out, taking a tally where everybody is, following up with everybody that we need to follow up with, and finish the month strong, and then start fast the very next month with your Star Achiever order. So Eric, I think I'm going to cut off because I kind of have to.
Yeah.
And then I think you can wrap it up on Instagram, and I've got to click over to the Organo Zoom. But
Absolutely. It's such a pleasure, Dr. Bob. Absolutely crack that next call. So great to hear that share. Do what you have to do. Guys, just wrapping up on that. If what Dr. Bob was sharing right there appeals to you, you're curious to see how this could work for you, either as a customer, as a wholesale customer, or as a potential ambassador for this amazing company, then reach out to us. Let's have a conversation. There's no pressure. We're not going anywhere. This is the real deal. And we've got a massive heart and a massive mission. So, guys, if that falls into your interest lane, please reach out to us and we will share with you guys and meet you where you are. So, love to you all. See you on the next call next week for a health update and one of our next Ask the Doctor health calls with Dr. Bob. So, love to all. See you guys soon.